Option number 3 for wrecking my retirement.
Cashing out your 401k, and this is a situation when people are with one employer, they contribute to the 401k, and then they leave that employer. And it's shocking, actually, that according to Fidelity, 1 in 3 people cash it out. So instead of rolling it over to an IRA or rolling it over to the 401k at your new employer, they just cash it out. And that means they're going to pay taxes on that money. If they're not yet 59.5, they're going to pay a 10% penalty. And they've just lost out on all that future growth that they could have had if they kept it in a retirement account. And according to Fidelity stats, it's more likely to happen with younger folks. So for the 20 to 29 crowd, 43% cash out. For folks who are 65 plus, it's 27%.
Well, it's so easy when you're younger because it's not like it's that much money. Like
Right.
it's like because you make nothing, and so the match is nothing, and then then you have this check, and you only have like 30 days to like do all this adulting, and so instead you're just like forget it. What does it matter? But of course it does matter because even though it's not much money, it's young money, and young money turns into a big pile of old money.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a good point. I mean, if many times you're kicked out of the plan, there's a limit. Generally, if you don't have $5,000, the plan can kick you out, and they might do that because it costs money to have you in the 401k. So you get a check in the mail, and you actually have 60 days to roll it over. But a lot of people don't know that, and they don't do it. And they just, hey, I just got an extra check, sweet, and they just cash it.
Get some new clothes, right? Because that's important.
Well, so if you're in that situation, the important thing to do there is ideally do a direct trustee-to-trustee transfer, so you don't get that check in your hand, because if it is sent to you, you got to get it somewhere else pretty quickly.
Yeah,
right.
And it's scary for some reason.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one hits home with me because certainly I kind of got to wear a separate hat, right, when I'm out with friends, and I'm somewhat younger, so there's a lot of them are in transitional portion of their careers and haven't really focused on saving for retirement and see it as a million years away, and then be out and then hear that they did this and start having to preach the power of compounding to him, be that really unfun
So you're
friend
that
for
guy,
a little bit, right?
You're that guy
at the bar
beer.
talking about the power of compounding, exactly.
Let me tell you about the 8th wonder of the world.
right. Which is why I don't have a lot of friends anymore, but that's another story. No,
that and you grab them when they're sitting next to you on the airplane.
Right. This is getting real. Okay. And this is really shocking to me. I didn't realize this was. I see it in my small circle, but overall, I've actually found a stat here from some Federal Reserve data. It says 25% of all 401k accounts are terminated after just 3 years, and 50% are gone after 7 years. So it kind of gives you an idea of the churning, I would say, and that's probably a bad word to use, but
that's good.
The churning of retirement accounts and people switching jobs. And I would just encourage listeners that it's okay to have accounts at many different places rather than having to cash it out immediately and do something with. A lot of times you can leave it with the plan if they don't give you an ultimatum otherwise. So
yeah, that's true.
That's a better option than taking the cash and getting taxed crazy.
Yeah. And your new employer probably will accept it, and that's easier in a lot of ways because then you just have one statement coming in every month or every quarter. But if your old employer let you leave it there, just leave it there until you figure out what to do with it.
Exactly.
This is like good. This is good stuff for your financial health day, which we're gonna talk about in a couple more episodes. We're gonna talk about your financial, but that's a good thing to save up for the day that you take off from work and just take care of all of that annoying stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No one likes it.
agree.